Hey y'all, welcome to Southern Gmore Gals. I'm Elizabeth, and in my video, I have 3 simple thrift flips. I want to welcome everyone here that's on the road trip today. So we are in North Carolina for my first flip today. I purchased these little wooden pieces at the thrift store. The bottom little spindle I paid $1.50 for, and the top piece I paid $1 for. I thought these two pieces went really good together. I love the way that they made one big spindle. Now, I am going to go and glue these together with some wood glue. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that after I do some more painting. First, I spray painted the whole piece black. And for my first attempt here is a failed attempt here. So I wanted to show you this, but I started with some of the white wax. And I went completely over it with the white wax. But the look that I wanted was it to look more white, where you could see some of the black through it. And when I used the wax, it looked more black where you could see the white through it. So it was completely opposite of the look that I was wanting. But I wanted you to see that this was the way that it looked with the wax, and that's not really the look that I was going for. So next you'll see here, I eventually went over the whole piece with some of the Waverly Plaster Shade of Chalk Paint, and this looks much better. This is more of the look that I'm going for, and I'm going to use some sandpaper and just go over it and just make it look rough is what I'm wanting it to look for, kind of weathered or kind of a rustic look here. And that's it. So simple. So I only paid $2.50 for this piece. What an amazing price. Looks like something you could find at Kirklands or home goods store. Really simple to do, but really made it into a new piece. And all I used was like a fine sandpaper just with my hand and went over it, just kind of give it that rough look. Let me know what you think about this one. So we're participating in the Thrift Flip Road Trip, and this is hosted by Our Green Acres and Crafting Cousins. So I want to thank these ladies for having an open invite. And their information along with the playlist is down in my description box. So for flip number 2 here, I found this little bunny at the thrift store. He was on the Easter display. I thought he was really cute. I loved his little fabric ears, but I thought he looked really dingy and dirty looking. I only paid $1 for him. And I think he really has that look like that country bumpkin. Country bumpkin bunny is what he looks like to me. I liked his little face and the stitching kind of that's painted on him, but I wanted to give him a whole new look, and I think that he looks really dated with that look. So all I did was I popped his little ears out, and I can feel inside that they've got a little pipe cleaner in there is what's giving them that shape or giving them the support. And I'm just going to use some fabric in my glue gun and try to glue some little ears here. So the first thing I'm just going to do is trace around some fabric. I'm going to use this printed, these little flowers or little roses is going to be the printed side. And then I'm just going to use an off-white shade of fabric for the back of the ears. And I'm going around it just a little bit bigger because once you glue this together, it's going to be a little bit smaller once it's folded. And I had tried this first with some other fabric just to make sure it was going to turn out the way that I wanted it to look. And I cut the ears to size, and they were a little too small. So that's why I just want to cut them out just a little bit bigger probably than what your pattern would be. And I'm just going around. I'm going to use a really thin amount of glue from my glue gun to attach it. And this is really easy to do. I'm not the best on the sewing machine, especially with little small pieces like this. So this is a nice way to be able to have that sewn look, or something small that you need to make with fabric is to use your glue gun. And leave a small little hole, and then I'm just folding it, doing it inside out, and I'm going to use my pen here or paintbrush to just kind of get it on inside out, and then I'm going to glue. Well, first we got to put our pipe cleaner in there. I'm getting ahead of myself. And both the ears that were in the original little bunny, he's got a little pipe cleaner in there, and it's kind of rounded on the top or kind of bent over to keep, I think it's really keeping that shape. So I'm just going to put a little piece of pipe cleaner in both of the ears, and then I'm going to kind of twist it at the bottom, and then we're going to glue it down inside our bunny. And I wanted to give the bunny a completely new look. So the first thing I did was paint it over the bunny with some of the Waverly chalk paint. And I tried to get the feet off with a pair of pliers, but they wouldn't pop off very easy. So I figured I'd mess those up. So they're still in place. And I'm using some scrap baking paper and some Mod Podge. And I'm just having to work it around here and kind of piece it around his feet. And I'm just Mod Podging some of the scrap baking paper on. And she's finally coming together here. I love the little shade of pink with the design here. I'm going to leave the bunny paws or the little feet just like they are. I'm going to put a little bit of pink paint to give it like a little bit of a paw print or a footprint here. And I wanted to put my ears in place because I wasn't real sure what else I was going to put on the bunny yet. I figured I was kind of wanting a bow on here, but I really couldn't tell what else I wanted to put on. So I want to get the ears on here first. So I just twisted those around. I took a little bit of hot glue and put that down inside the wooden hole. And then I'm just going to put the fabric and that little pipe cleaner, just put it down inside here. So this one was a really fun thrift flip to make. It was in the Easter section, but I kind of made it more of a everyday look. I think you could keep it out year round or put it with some of your other decorations in your house, not just Easter decorations. I took some of that fine sandpaper and went around the edges. I went all the way around the bunny edges just to kind of where you could see a little bit of the wood through there. And then I'm going to take some of the antique wax and go right around the edges just to make it look more kind of like a little country bunny. Well, here's my little country bumpkin bunny. I think she looks really cute. I love the different patterns between her ears and then her body. Just a little simple twine bow. And then a little bit, you can see a little bit of that antique wax going around the edges of her just to make her look more like a little farmhouse kind of country bunny. Let me know what you think about this one. Really simple, easy to do, and it only cost me $1. And you can connect with us on Instagram and Facebook. If you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, I want to thank you so much for supporting my channel. We love to go fishing, so it's almost time to get started. So we usually post some of those pictures on Instagram. You won't want to miss those. Well, I hope I've inspired you to do some thrift shopping and find some things at a really good value or really good price and make them over and make them your own. So for my last flip, I found this frame. It was only 50 cents. I thought it looked really kind of dingy looking, and it was kind of like a shiny, dirty kind of color. But at some point, it doesn't look like the left corner is broke right here, but the left top corner has a little crack in it. So I have to fill that in with some wood putty. I'm going to spray paint it completely black. And then I'm going to use some of the plaster chalk paint and just roughly go over the front of the frame. I found this piece of scrapbook paper at the thrift store, and I love the color. It's got lots of like aqua turquoise kind of colors in here. And somehow I lost the footage of where I actually used the plaster paint on here, but that's all I did. This was spray painted black. I went over it with a large brush with some plaster paint, and that's it. So it looks so much more modern than it did. I just put the scrapbook and paper, cut it out the size of the frame there. So you can't beat this flip for only 60 cents for 50 cents for my frame, and then the paper only cost me 10 cents. What a great value. What a nice look. I hope everyone enjoyed my video today. I want to say thank you again to Our Green Acres and Crafting Cousins for hosting the challenge. Don't forget to check out their information down in my description box. And check out the playlist of all the other creators that are participating in the challenge today. If you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. We are hosting, me and the Rested Willow are hosting the third Thursday thrift flips. So come back on April 21st and we'll have some great thrift flips at that time. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. Hope y'all have a great day.